Who am I and who are you? The ultimate questions for who we are as whole beings experiencing on this earth in this human journey. And to find the answers to these questions, we are going to be sitting down and exploring the minds for the wisdom and knowledge of the layers that make up our beings. From the mind, to the emotions, to the body, and to the astral with the light body. We will be exploring these different multi-dimensional aspects of who we are as the I Am presence in this world on earth, in the human experience. We'll get to have fun, cracking smiles, and diving deep into the knowledge with different psychics, intuitives, shamans, coaches, teachers, practitioners, and many more different beautiful conscious souls of the everyday life to gather the information we need in order to unravel these layers and become more aware and present in ourself as the whole I Am presence that we are. And I'm very grateful for this and really look forward to the journey. So thank you all for tapping in and being a part of this. And I am your host, Marcus, aka Christolight, and I will be on this journey with you from the beginning to the end as we travel through the process of clearing layers. Hey, hello everybody. Blessed day. It is me, Marcus aka Christolight, and I am live here on Instagram on this wonderful Sunday, and I trust that we are all divinely where we need to be in this moment. And I want to welcome everybody to the third episode of this new series, this holistic space, the process of clearing layers. And on this Sunday, January 22nd, coming out of this new moon in Aquarius, coming out of the Mars and Mercury retrogrades becoming stationary, we are moving forward into new chapters, new beginnings, and new supportive energies to help us manifest and unfold the lessons that we have learned and the seeds that we have planted. And to join us on our third episode of the Process of Clearing Layers series here on Instagram TV and will be on YouTube here this Tuesday. We have a divine sister of ours, and she is a multifaceted, holistic, and quantum level practitioner. She is certified in Reiki, QHHT, quantum hypnosis, healing therapy, beyond quantum hypnosis therapy, as well as LIIFT, which is for trauma, emotional, imbalancing, regulation, and healing. Our guest, Aurora Sky, is also based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. She is also an author of her own book, and her book is about some of the experiences that she's had along with her clients from quantum hypnosis sessions. And you can actually get her book on Amazon. And the book is called Life Lessons Learned from Performing Quantum Hypnosis Technique. And this is something that you can find on Amazon. I'll actually show you guys real quick so you can see. So you can go ahead and order that book anytime you would like, if you would like to read upon her experiences and the client journeys that she has had. She has also been on her spiritual path for a little bit over 10 years now, and it stemmed from a very, very deep moment. And some of us may be able to relate on how her spiritual journey began. So without further ado, to talk about QHHT on this third episode of the Process of Clearing Layers, I'm going to go ahead and invite on our special guest, our authentic soul guest, of Healing with Aurora, Aurora Sky.
Hello.
Hey, grand rising, grand day, sister.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, it's an honor. Thank you for taking the time to join us this Sunday and share some of your wisdom, your knowledge, and whatever your open channel has for us in this moment.
Is the lighting okay? I know that it's picking up the beautiful snow in the background, but
Yep, it looks good. Everything's all clear.
Awesome. Okay, where do I begin?
Well, let's start with, how are you today?
Really good. I'm loving the serene weather outside. It's like time has stopped here in Cincinnati, and there's no one on the roads right now. It's like 6 inches of snow right now, and it keeps falling. So I love the energy right now. It's very peaceful.
Yeah, it was quite the change for me. As you guys know, I was in Costa Rica not too long ago, and then in South Carolina. And I woke up, first day back, and there's like inches of snow on the ground. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is definitely a shift. But I really enjoy it, though. You know, I really just like going from Costa Rica to South Carolina, now back up here and up north in Ohio, just really embracing and enjoying and appreciating the contrast of the weather. And I really find that I don't mind the cold and I don't mind the snow as much as I used to think I did. And it's really cool. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. And we haven't been getting a lot of it lately, so yeah, enjoy it while we can get it.
Yeah. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's tapping in right now and everybody that will be tapping in to support and show love during this live. if you have any questions throughout the live regarding QHHT, Aurora's path, any of her knowledge or practices, feel free to drop the questions down below in that little question mark bubble, which is right next to the comments on the bottom. And I will get through your questions in a nice, beautiful order, and we will answer them to the best of our ability for you guys. And wow, Aurora, what a story you have, and what a journey you've been on for 10 plus years now.
Yes.
And from what you've told me, your journey began with a very dark and deep moment. And would you like to kind of adventure into our minds what that experience and what that time period was like for you that got you started into your spiritual journey?
Yes. So, yeah, I was going through a dark time and decided that I was going to end my life, and I almost did. I don't even drink, but I took some alcohol with my son's Adderall pills, and my body froze up. The guy I was dating at the time called 911, and I got taken to the hospital, and the doctor said that, you know, people that do things like that, they don't usually live through that. And just recently I had a psychic reading, and she said the angels definitely saved you that day because you have a mission here. And I was like, wow, that is profound. But from then on, I was like, I need to do some healing, and I'm going to figure it out. And so I weaned myself off of depression meds. I really think that was part of it. Like, it made me a zombie, and I never felt too much. It was just like even keel, and we're meant to feel our emotions and then release them. So I was holding on to so much childhood trauma, past life trauma as well. So it like had come to a head, and I didn't feel like I had anyone there for me at the time. I just had a bunch of toxic friends. My mom was going through her own stuff, so I couldn't go to her. So I really felt alone at that time. But somehow I pulled through, and I was like, I need to shift some things around. I need to clear some friends out of my life, make lifestyle changes. I went vegan, cleared out, you know, any alcohol in my life and being around it, and started doing yoga. I was researching all kinds of holistic healing modalities online, and every time I looked something up, I went and got certified in it. So I started doing the Reiki at a yoga studio for the yin yoga. As they're laying there in a yin posture, I would do the Reiki, and people would tell me after I'd done the Reiki that whatever pain they had was removed. And I'm like, it was blowing my mind, the things that they were telling me. They were like, you put your hands exactly where I have a pain at. So I was just trusting my intuition. And then I started doing self Reiki to balance my own chakras. I didn't even know what chakras were before then. So I, dived deep and learned all about spirituality. And it just kept, leveling up. And then I started opening my own practice. And I found this lady, Alba Weinman, Weinman, on YouTube. And I was spending so much time watching other quantum hypnotists, their sessions. And they're like 2 hours long. So that's what I was doing with my spare time. And I was like, I need to learn how to do this. These people are getting so much healing, and profound information is coming through. So I learned how to do it from the late Dolores Cannon, who has 40 books out about how she started doing past life regression, and how once you got in that somnamblistic state, like you become a channel basically. And she started talking to all kinds of galactic beings and angels and Jesus, and put it in her books. And I've read many of her books now, and that's been life changing there. I really highly recommend the Convoluted Universe series. They're like really thick books. There's 3 of them, but that information there can like change your perception of your reality. So I'm glad that I read those before doing my sessions, because things come up in the sessions that I'm like, if I hadn't learned in that book, my mind, I wouldn't be able to wrap it around the stuff that comes through. And then I got BQH certified, because that way I could do it through Zoom. And I have a session tomorrow with a lady that's, across the world. And so I'm able to do it that way just fine. I mean, I prefer in person, because, we're spending a good hour and a half, going over like your journey up until now, and any, dark moments in your life. Like they're opening up to me. So I definitely have to gain some trust with them before I start, getting into their subconscious mind. So, yeah, at my sessions, they take anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, and definitely have a transformation going on during that. Something flips inside, or like you get more clarity on your purpose here. That's the number one question that my clients ask is, what is my soul's purpose in this lifetime? And typically the higher self comes in and the guides come in and say, your purpose is just to be. Like, be your authentic self, be in that love state. Like, we're making it way more complicated than it should be. And we're always worried. We've got to release that worry and just surrender to the process. Like, what's meant to come is going to come. Most of the time they want to ask if they're on their path. Their higher self says, even if you go off the path, it'll still lead you to the path. So we worry too much about that too. So I know for sure that I'm on my path, and it excites me, when I do these sessions, and I always learn something new. You basically become a channel during the session, and angels can come through, galactic beings from other star systems can come through, and the knowledge that comes through, I need to hear too. So it's pretty cool. And a lot of information about my past comes through my sessions. Like, I usually always ask, have I known this person before in a past life? And like 8 times out of 10, I've known them. I'm really old. I've been here over 930 lifetimes. Was one of the first beings on this planet, I've learned. Like the mitochondrial Eve. So I've seen a lot over this time, and it's like I'm tapping into the knowledge that I've learned from all these lifetimes here to utilize for this big ascension that this planet's going through. And so many other galaxies are like, all eyes are on Earth right now. Like, what are the humans going to do with this shift? And when they realize their true potential and their power, and stand in their power and their worth. And I see it, happening all over the world through Facebook. People are just waking up. It's like the more craziness that happens here on Earth, it jolts you awake. Like, wow, I was in the Matrix. That's how I felt like when I had my awakening, that it shifts your reality. Things that mattered to you before, they don't matter anymore. It's like what really matters is the peace inside, like, and your light within. Like, we're always searching for outside things to fill voids, basically. And that's what I was doing. That was definitely what I was doing. So now I spend more time going inward, meditating, laying under my Christolight table that I have, going out in nature when I can, sitting in the grass, working on my new music festival, Rebirth Fest. That's been my passion recently. This will be the 3rd one coming up in June. Rebirth, spelled with Rebearth. It's all about us rebirthing, the earth rebirthing.
I gotta say, wow, and thank you so much for kicking us off with that vulnerability and transparency of how you got onto your path. It's really incredible, to really reflect upon the strength that we have found ourselves in, and the things that we have overcome in order to be where we are now, and to be able to give back to the collective the wisdom and the knowledge that comes with those experiences is such pure gold. And I just want to thank you for being here today.
Yes.
And being able to pull through with your willpower to be able to serve the collective and overcome what would be like your obstacles in your path, because you're needed here, and we're all needed to be our light and be our beauty of this world. And just thank you again.
Yeah, I believe that I have gone through all these dark times and so many scenarios that are just off the wall. Like, people would not even believe the things I've been through, and I'm still smiling today. But I think that I was meant to go through it to understand the suffering of humanity. Like, I fully understand it, and I fully understand like what it's going to take to release all this density that we're holding on to.
Yeah, that's the key right there, is understanding that the experience is what allows us to more deeply remember what it's like to be human and what it's like to be on this earth plane. So then we can actually relate and genuinely connect through the hearts of other humans that are kind of more newer to their soul path. You know, I'm sure you may know this. You know, we have younger souls, we have older souls, and some of these younger souls haven't experienced quite as much yet in this cosmos or galaxy to where they can really deeply, automatically have that wisdom of understanding the human experience. So then you have people, or I should say souls, like ourselves that have been here hundreds of times. We have that wisdom deeply instilled in our DNA, in the core of our being, that we're able to access to really understand, like, okay, these are the mechanics, these are the operations, these are the universal functions and laws that we have to adjust and flow with while we're in these human incarnations on this plane of existence. And something I find throughout my years of my practices is that a lot of souls I come across that are kind of still in the forgetting stage, not really remembering, I find them a little bit imbalanced, where they're kind of stuck in the higher planes and not balanced and grounded into the physical reality. So what you can find is some souls that are highly intuitive and empathic are kind of, how would you describe it? Kind of bypassing the physical realities and the physical laws that we're a part of while we're incarnated. And it's kind of causing like a depression or a loss of purpose or a want to not be here in the physical.
Yeah, I was completely there, what you're talking about. It's like, oh, I'm so spiritual and I'm so connected, but then I'm not really deeply connecting with the earth and the people on the earth, and not paying attention to the signs and feelings in your body because you're up here. So it's definitely, you have to balance the lower chakras and the upper chakras.
Fun fact, the Earth Star chakra, which is one of the chakras from the 12 chakra system that we carry, is the chakra that is responsible for anchoring and grounding our whole being and all of our other chakras to the core and the center of the Mother Earth. So the more that we are active and balanced in our Earth Star chakra, the more we are firmly rooted, confident, in inner peace and flowing state while in this physical reality and in our physical avatar. You may do Earth Star chakra healing practices, as well as utilize the frequencies as well.
To be like in your true, authentic, divine self, like Jesus was, he was just channeling light, right into the earth, which helps the planet raise its frequency. The more of us that are focused on releasing density in our chakras and trapped emotions, then you're basically being a bridge from the ethers to the earth and channeling light. So do the work. It's definitely going to be worth it. And you're helping the collective.
Yes. Thank you. And so I got a question for you. What, out of all of your practices, just to go through what you're certified in, so you're certified in Reiki, you're certified in quantum hypnosis, healing therapy, and then you're also certified in beyond quantum therapy. Now, actually, I want to kind of touch on this real quick. So what is the difference between QHHT and beyond quantum?
Okay, so with QHHT, we were taught that you cannot do it through Zoom because of technical issues that could happen. Other difference is BQH. I basically take you to a portal. And from that portal, it's up to you whether you want to go to a past life or to another star system or your home planet. That can definitely happen. Where QHHT, it's like the skit is like teaches you to take you to your past lives. We're going to focus on your past lives and what is affecting you now. So that's pretty much the difference. And it's like, since people have learned the QHHT, they've ran with it and had their, their own type of sessions made. Like there's also illuminated quantum hypnosis now. So there's all these techniques that are, you know, fanning off from that, but you know, they all pretty much do the same thing.
Wonderful. Thank you. And the other certification that you're in, which is a pretty unique one that I haven't heard of until I read your resume, was LIIFT.
Lift
And
therapy, yeah.
yeah, could you explain a little bit about what that is?
That's done in person, and it's using kinesiology, it's a hard word to say, which is muscle testing. And I have this thick book of different trapped emotions that you could have, or programs, any kind of traumas that are listed in there. And I basically muscle test your arm, like you're sitting up on the table and put your elbow there, and I'm just tapping. And when it's strong, the answer is yes. I'm basically talking to your higher self. You're not saying anything. I'm just seeing what your body's telling me. And I say, where in this book do we need to focus on her or his healing today? And then so I narrow it down to an exact location of what we need to focus on today. And I'll have them say like this affirmation. If they go weak, that means that the positive is not in their system. And I say, is she ready, willing, able to put the positive? And so I have them read the positive. You know, and then I'll ask, like, which process should we use to either release this or add this in their system? And it might be EFT tapping or a magnet swipe to release. And I say, how many times does this person need to do this magnet swipe to release? And they'll feel a shift during the session. I get sessions too from my teacher at Revelations Church who created this, Brian Eastman. So I go every 2 weeks and we do a trade. I clean the church for the lift session. And I had released so much trauma and programs that October of 2022, 21 is when I had my rebirth. Like, I was a little freaked out about who I, was, because I had released so many things that made up who I was. I'm like, then who am I? So it was wild. It was a wild process. But I just keep, leveling up with all this, the clearing of the layers. Like, I had so much childhood trauma I was holding on to, ancestral stuff that my mom and my dad's side, who I don't even know my dad really. I've learned all the traumas that he had passed down through my lineage. This past year, that's been my goal, is the ancestral stuff. And I'll call my mom up like, you won't believe this. We've got this in our DNA and we got this. And she's like, that makes sense. Money issues, worthiness issues, all these things are, contributing to our thoughts and our feelings. And it is not even from you. It's from your ancestors. I'm like, thanks guys. But do the work. It's definitely worth doing the ancestral clearing, and Lift on Therapy helps with that.
Wow, that is wonderful. And I believe you're also certified in traditional, indigenous, Native American Thai yoga as well.
Mm-hmm. Thai yoga level 1. Yeah, I'm just like a lifelong learner. I just want to learn it all. Yeah, so it's basically a mixture of putting you like in yoga poses and then massage and chiropractor. It's like all mixed in one. And I'm going to start to do sessions where I'm doing the stretching and massage and Reiki and my singing bowls, Tibetan singing bowls at the end. So it's going to be like a sensory journey. And I've got, I've now done it for 2 friends, and they're like feeling so much lighter afterwards. So I'm hoping that takes off too. I just, I want to have all these tools in my tool bag for what the person needs. If they are not okay with hypnosis, then I got these other options for you.
Yeah, that's a wonderful way to be. It's really being a person of the people, it's just really being expansive and understanding that there's a multitude of different varieties of how souls function and what resonates for each one. So the more adaptive you can be as a practitioner, the more you're able to reach, and the more you're able to be I guess more of like a community body where you can really reach without limitations. And that's the way to be, to me at least. And I want to say that's really wonderful, all these different certifications and practices that you've embarked upon. And out of all these services and practices, I want to ask, what is which one is like your signature? Which one is the most resonant for you and that you really love the most?
Yeah, definitely the hypnosis, because every session's so different, and I never know who I'm talking to that day. The last session I just did a few days ago, Zadkiel, the angel, came through. Raphael and Michael came through. You know, so it's pretty cool that I get to, you know, work with all these angels.
Yeah.
And one of the most profound ones that I had done is on my YouTube under Healing with Aurora, and it's the QHHT with Brian. And during the session, the Arcturians came through to speak because he's from Arcturus, which I haven't heard of any of these, okay, before my sessions, like just a little bit in the books, you know, from Dolores Cannon. So I had to Google things afterwards, you know. So the Arcturians asked me if I had any questions, and I was like taken back, like, what? I'm the practitioner. I'm not used to this. And so I said, you know, may I speak to my brother who's passed away? He committed suicide the year before that. And they said, we're bringing him in now. And I was like, wow, yeah. My brother spoke through my client to speak to me. And it was, you know, I got some profound healing from that session. You know, I just crying, and he's like, you may hug this body if it's me. So I'm on top of my client, like hugging him and releasing. And since then, he's come to visit me many times. He knocks things off my walls. He misplaces things in my room. I feel like he talks to me more now than when he was alive, honestly. So, you know, they're never really gone. That's what I've learned. Just a higher plane of existence.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's one of the biggest messages I like to relay, and a lot of you guys that are tapped in have heard me say it numerous times on these live spaces, is they're never really gone. You know, our family members, our friends, our loved ones, our ancestors, our guides, they're never actually gone. They're just in a different dimensional vibrational body. And for some, it's actually more suitable for them to be in a lighter body to be able to help us on the next missions that we're on, so they can communicate in a more expansive way without having to occupy themselves with the physical human self. And it's a blessing in a way.
Yeah.
And that's why in the natives and traditional African cultures, you know, they're celebrating. They're being joyful when our family members get to move forward out of these human bodies, because they get to be more expansive, they get to be more light, and they get to do more with energy and light for us and with us.
Right. So true. So true. So we've got to release this grief that, you know, many are holding on to, you know, because it's kind of holding them back, because like the being that crossed over will literally stay with you, like in this realm, you know, as a spirit ghost, to help you through your grief, but then you just keep holding on to it. It's holding them back from their expansion and moving forward in their journey. So you will see them again. You'll definitely see them again. Like my clients go in between lifetimes, and they go up to the light, and I say, what do you see? Well, who's there waiting for you? And it's usually their family members, or if they, you know, believe in Jesus, Jesus will be there, or any guru, you know, that you work with will be there welcoming you to, you know, the other side. So don't fear death, because you trust me. It's beautiful up there. You have an all-knowing, a sense of love. You see a broader perspective of your life. I've heard typically that you have a guide there showing you like a movie screen of your life, and those moments that were profound and you chose to do something out of love. It could be the smallest thing, and then your guides will show you how it rippled out and affected many people.
Yeah, that's so incredible. So I know that you are an independent entrepreneur, and you are the co-creator and owner of Healing with Aurora. And I believe you started that around 2017. And what was that period of your life like? what inspired you to take that full step into creating a business for your practices? And was there any kind of like aha moments that just like really spurred from an experience you had giving a service that inspired you to definitely do it and move forward?
Yeah. You know, I was going to people's homes and doing these sessions, and they were telling me just like how it's transformed their lives since then. Like things that come up that gave them clarity. They're like, oh, now I'm on this path as far as my career now. Thanks to that session, I'm like, well, I need to do this even more. So I'm going to open my own studio, and I had a studio downtown. And I have my Christolight bed set up. It's the do you know what I'm talking about? That has the quartz crystals with the light shining through them for your chakras. It opens and balances them. So I have that, the biomat, the amethyst filled with crystals biomat that's heated that you would lay on. And I would have meetups there. But then COVID happened, and I was paying rent every month, and I'm getting behind. So I had to shut it down, unfortunately. But yeah, taking that leap to do my own business, you know, I'm a Capricorn. It's like, it's in my DNA. I've had my own housekeeping business, you know, so I have that energy anyway. And I'm not done either. Like I imagine, you know, opening a broader healing center with many different types of modalities, different healers, different rooms, and then a meeting room too, like for Sundays, meditation and prayer together. So that's the way I'm headed. And I feel like my path is taking me on working with the crystal children too. So these children that have these gifts that come out with their psychic abilities like fine-tuned, and the parents are like, what do I do with this? So I will be there to help them fine-tune it, you know, their gifts that they come in with, and figuring out their astrology. We should be doing that right away to see like where their path is headed, what they're meant to do here and their mission. So they're not waiting until, you know, out of high school, like, I don't know what to do, you know, like you come in with a mission. You choose when you're born and how the stars are aligned for a certain purpose, and the personality you're going to come in. You choose all of that, which is pretty cool. So
yeah, exactly. You know, like our natal chart, our life path number, soul urge number.
mm-hmm.
These are all like really vital things that we could learn about ourselves, like in a snap of a finger with the technology we have.
Yeah.
And it really helps us understand the basis and the ins and outs of like how we designed our own self. And when I said designed our own self, yeah, I mean like you, your soul self, you designed your own human self. And we're all authentically designed to suit our soul. And there's a lot of unique and different components that have been basically mixed together like ingredients to make you exactly how you need to be for your mission and purpose.
Yeah, and apparently my soul chose to try out lots of different things for my expansion. Like I wanted this to be my last lifetime on Earth, and go through lots of different things to expand my soul. That's the only reason why you would come down to this third dimension Earth plane, is to expand your consciousness, because other planets that you live on, it's just neutral and they're just in love state all the time. It's like, how much can you learn from that? You know, whereas you come to Earth with one lifetime here, you learn so much. And then that knowledge goes back to source, and then we expand bigger and bigger. So that's truly the purpose here, is to expand your consciousness. And it's a school. Earth is definitely a school. And it's the Harvard of the galaxy, I found out. So pat yourself on the back for even being here.
The Harvard of the galaxy.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, advanced souls come here, or those that, you know, want to expand, and one lifetime they can expand a lot. Yeah.
That's something. Now I wanna kind of touch a little bit on more in depth into like the micro and macro levels of what the healing benefits and healing process can look like. And you can definitely give examples if you would like, of what QHHT specifically looks like for the mind, the body, the emotions, and the spiritual energy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we dive in and you come in with questions that you want to ask your higher self. Why do I have this depression? Why do I have this physical ailment? And your higher self comes in and says it right away, and this is how you're going to heal it, through this herb, releasing this emotion. Like, all the answers lie within you, which is pretty cool. It's like, you're not coming to me for the answers. They're all within you. And as you heal these things through your ancestors, you're healing your ancestral lineage all the way back. So that they're cheering you on too, like, good job. So it doesn't go down, further. If you have a child, it doesn't get, traveled through them too. So, and every time that one person heals themselves, it's helping the collective heal. So that's how the micro macro work. Like, we are all connected more than we know. It's all illusion that we're separate than here. When you go back to source, which I've learned is like a central sun, and when sometimes they go and visit the source in between lifetimes, they're like, oh my goodness, it's bliss. It's complete bliss. Why would I ever choose to leave this bliss? But you choose, to learn from. And when you come down to earth, you forget all that. That's part of the amnesia that we have here. So that you get to play the game of being separate than source and each other. And we've gone too far with that. But we're getting back to it. Like, a lot of us are waking up to the fact that we are so connected, in that what you do and every thought that you think and emotion you put out there, it is sending ripples. Trust me. So yeah, my clients, like, when they heal some things, they're like, oh, my family responds to me better now. This relationship has gotten better. It's like, you can say all you want, like, in your relationship, and they're the issue. But as soon as you start doing your work, your inner work, it affects them too. And then, it's a smoother relationship, smoother communication. You're not so responsive because you're not holding on to that anger or whatnot. It's really, so much is trapped in your subconscious that you're not aware of. The things that my lift practitioner comes up with for me, I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense. Well, I made these decisions and did these things based on that belief or program. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and I remember as we were talking a little bit earlier, you were giving an example of one of your clients and how she received a session from you, and then she ended up physically being able to run or walk an extensive period of time, which she hasn't done in years.
Yeah, she had some back issues, and it just was trapped emotions. And I said, is she ready, willing, and able to release this today? And she said, yes. I love when they say that, because that means they're going to get some healing. Who's available, to come in? And so she'll tell me. And most of my clients don't even know half these angels that come through, which is pretty wild. And they'll always tell me the color they're coming in with. And I only know like 5 angels and the colors they come in with. Like Raphael comes in with green. Michael comes in with blue. But Zadkiel came in too this time. And I say, what color would you like to put in that space? Color has an energy, a vibration. So there's usually, when there's a trapped emotion, it's darker color. So I have you basically hover above your body, and you're seeing any anomalies. And I say, let's dive into that and find out what it is. And then what better suits her there, and she put a color in there. I don't remember what color it was. And then I say, okay, do you feel it easing up now? And they say, yes. Well, that day she wanted to show me these mounds that were nearby her house, these ancient mounds. And I was like, sure, I'll go since I'm up this way. And we get in my car, and she's like, I need to run back in and get a bottle of water. She comes back and she says, wow, I have not ran up those stairs in over 10 years. And I was like, boom. Like, that's what can happen. It's you allowing the healing to take place. One. And then we have all these angels and guides ready and willing to help us. We just have to ask for it. That's the thing. You just can't expect all of it to get healed. Like, and today, like, it's a process. You cleared that layer, and then a whole nother layer of the onion, shows up, and you're gonna clear that. It's kind of never ending work. But as you do, you just feel better, and you can get blissed out for like no reason at all. No any outside source. And
yes,
that makes it worth it.
No outside source. Like, that's the key of what you just said. A lot of us, even my own self, I used to really kind of like codependently try to find an outside source to feel good.
Yeah.
Whether it was smoking weed or, seeking pleasure from other people, seeking recognition,
Mm.
things like that. And you really, when it comes down to it, you don't need any of that stuff. And I feel like that's the goal for us, is to
Yeah.
be able to ignite our own inner chi and our own inner fire
Yeah.
to feel that bliss state without something dictating and ping-ponging up and down our energy system.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful place when you get there. And it does involve clearing out those layers. As you know, we're here calling this the process of clearing layers. And it's what it's all about, is being able to get to that space of clarity and wholeness, where you can really just be, and just be yourself and be able to flow and feel intuitively what you need to do next, what you need to think about, where you need to send energy and just receive energy. And that's really what we are. And our wholeness is these energetic beings that planted ourselves here to be energy.
And the more you clear, the more you feel when there's like energy around you. So that's what's happened to me in the last couple of years, is when I'm near somebody, I will start feeling their pains. I'm like, do you have an issue with your lower back? Just asked somebody this yesterday. Right here on the right side. She's like, yeah, well, I got an epidural and they missed and they got in the bone and it was just a little traumatic. And I was like, well, I'll just pick that up. Or someone hits me and my head starts hurting, which is usually a sign they've got an entity attachment on them up here in this area. But it's something like I can't just bring up to them, like, hey, you know about entity attachments? You got one on you, So sometimes I'm like, why do I even have this gift if I can't help them? They're going to be like, you're crazy, lady.
Right. So how do you go about those experiences?
Well, I typically put up an energetic white bubble up so I'm not feeling them. Like, because if I go to a big building with a bunch of people, I'm just going to be like, drained because I'm picking up all this stuff. So only when I'm working with a client do I open myself up like, hey, what's going on? I will feel it here, there. And I'm like, do you have neck issues? And so that's, when it comes in handy, but otherwise I like kind of block it off. But I think we all have this ability. It's just, we've got so much crud in the way of that feeling. It's like put a little mold or a mold around you, and it's like, or you've blocked off your heart from accepting. Like, that was my case. I actually had a block off on my heart that wouldn't receive love. I would give, but I didn't feel worthy enough to receive it. I'm like, I cannot believe I had that in my system. But that's cleared now. I receive. And I just read a book recently that said, imagine you're like a sponge in your meditation and you're soaking up all the love. And, oh, I did that. Does it feel amazing? Apparently the color of love is like a magenta pink. So when my clients say they need to put some love into their heart, they see the color pink, even though your chakra in the heart's green. So yeah, imagine that magenta pink around you and receiving that love, which is available all the time. And you're able to give it more freely. Receiving and giving, they've got to be, balanced.
Even right now, in this moment, you guys can mentally think about it and close your eyes for a moment. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, can we do that for a moment? Would you like to guide us through it?
Yeah. Well, we could do some ohms, which totally changes your frequency within seconds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, get open. If you'd like to receive, we're going to do a little receiving of some loving energy.
Yes, and it's the vibration of the universe, the galaxy, so your galactic beings, guides can come through and be around you as you do this. So if you could take a deep inhale and then exhale. And then inhale and om. Om. And 2 more times.
Oh.
just brings you to this now moment in your own frequency, where there's peace and love, which is always available.
Wow.
It's like a reset button.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a group do it together at Hocking Hills,
Wow.
and we blissed out. We're like, whoa.
You said Hocking Hills?
Yeah, when you do it in numbers and you hold hands, there's energy flow through the hands, receiving and the giving.
Oh, yeah. Minor chakra.
Yeah. Yeah. When you do it in a group, it's even more profound, and you might feel your crown tingle.
Yeah. Yeah. How's everybody feeling out there? Let us know. Yeah, I was actually just telling my queen about Hocking Hills. I'm gonna take her there when she gets to Ohio.
It's magical, and there's these waterfalls you got to go and visit. Yeah, the energy is great. I might do another retreat there. That's what it was. I've done a couple, and I get a group together and we do a potluck where I make it Mexican night and you bring this and that, so we're not have too much.
Yes.
And then there's usually a hot tub, and we do a meditation. We bring our oracle cards and do readings for each other. Like, we just make it,
That's
a little getaway.
Yeah, let me know. I'd love to coordinate with you.
Okay.
Get some things going.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of coordinating and collaborating, we've done quite a few of that over the years, and I actually believe, if I reflect correctly, was your Healing with Aurora opening in that one kind of like tallish building downtown?
Mm-hmm.
And
it was a
you had,
yeah.
Oh, I was there. Okay, I remember I came by.
Ah.
This was like when we first met. I came by, I got a card reading from some lady. Mm-hmm. Then you had the table with the lights over it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
And then I was also there for your first festival, Rebirth Festival, which you mentioned a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. And I had the honor to be a part of both of them last year. And the first one, I was able to just be a spectator, help you set up, and be a volunteer. And then the second, I got to vend and do a self-Reiki healing workshop in the tent, which was really cool, a great honor. And I want to kind of get inside your mind a little bit and ask, what was that process like, and what led you to fully being inspired to creating Rebirth Festival?
Well, I've put on many events like at my house, and I love doing them. It excites me to bring people together. And since I've done that, like, so many friends have met that are, staying friends for life, so I'm the person, the connector, basically. As part of my gift is connecting people. And I would always make these events themed, like tie-dye day. Just, you dress in costumes and stuff. And people loved them. They're like, I let my inner child out. I met somebody new. I got to try something new. So that's really when it all began. I was like, why don't I just do this on a larger scale? And then a friend of mine's like, oh, I know this place you can rent that's right on the river, and it's a beautiful setup with a bandstand, and they just started renting it out in the past year. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And it just all fell into place. And I know a lot of the healers in the area. So I was like, would you like to be a part of this? And those that haven't gotten out there, this has given them a chance. I make it cheap enough, $45 to vend, where everybody else, you're starting off and you're a little scared, like, I'm going to put all this money into that. I'm not going to make any money. So this is your chance to, like, try it out. And then add the music aspect, and then being sober. Like, most of these events, that's not the case. I mean, I've only been to 3 festivals in my life, like big festivals, which is funny that I created one and I haven't been to many, but this is what I imagine it to be. Like, we're doing healing work, and we're connecting on a deeper level. We're releasing emotions. We're doing somatic release and dancing it out, connecting with the earth barefoot. So, this can only expand even more because I see a lot for it. But it's like a one-day retreat, and for a cheap, entry fee, $777. You can experience meditation, breath work, just learn a lot of, information in one day if you want to spend the whole day there. And we're going to have a food truck that has healthy options too. So it's all about healing mind, body, and spirit. And yeah, all types of vendors, crystals, Reiki, all of that.
That's right. And you can always get to meet your boy Christolight.
Yeah, so come to New Richmond, Ohio, June 10th, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And we have a cacao ceremony at 5:55, which is a heart opener, which I don't think I've done yet. I've done one time. Yeah.
Is that going to be now? Is that going to be led by Violet and what's her? Yeah,
the fairies.
Yeah, I actually did a live with Violet. It was a meditation. She did the singing bowls, and then I did the writing.
Yeah,
and it was in the Hamilton studio, or no, Mimesburg. And a few of the people here at the live got to meet her through that. So she's one of the people for everybody out there that would be doing the cacao ceremony at the fest.
And bring her singing bowls, and walk you through a meditation.
I really suggest you guys come out June 10th. It's New Richmond, which is by Cincinnati, Ohio, and very cheap price for what you get to experience all day. Live music, very good open area to dance. There's families, children. The children get to do arts and crafts. They get to have fun consciously. You get to connect with vendors. I'm talking about Reiki practitioners, crystal sellers, people with herbs and other magical things. And you also get to be a part of workshops. So there's workshops that get facilitated in a private area, such as like Reiki, guided meditations, dancing, a bunch of other things. And this is all open to you, and it's a beautiful, sacred environment. No alcohol, no drugs, and healthy food options. Just very, very grounded, balanced, and high vibrational. I gotta say, from my own experience from being there twice last year, I had one of the most enjoyable times of my life. And the environment and the energy and the atmosphere was so balanced and so pure. And it's really what you look for as a empathic, conscious soul when it comes to getting involved in a conscious community or a setting like that. You really look for that type of energy where you feel supported, you don't feel judged, you feel open, and you can connect with other conscious like minds. So I really recommend it for you guys out there. Might love to see you.
On your tribe.
That's
and
right.
This time I'm going to be speaking about quantum hypnosis and have a client that's been transformed from it. Kurt has agreed to, be a demonstrator, explain what he experienced during the session. And he wants to do another one because he's like, it was just so cool that he got to go to Atlantis and, he got to be a mermaid and and my client was my son in a past life. So I call him, he's a lot older than me, I call him son, which is pretty funny.
Wow. So is this the one that you sent me?
What do you mean? What'd I send you?
You sent me the client reflection with Kurt.
Yes, that's definitely him. Yeah, he was willing to go on YouTube and explain how it's changed his life. And so having him up there, people can ask, us questions like, what's it feel like to be in it? And then what's it feel like to be the practitioner? And, so I'm getting out there more and speaking in front of people, which has always been kind of a fear of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, digitally versus like in person and having a bunch of eyes looking at you is totally different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of dive into more of your creativity, your project, and sharing side of you. And that being said, you are an author. You are a legitimate author, and you have your first book out, and it's on Amazon, and it's called Life Lessons Learned from performing quantum hypnosis technique.
It's a long title.
What is this book about?
So it's about the truths, the ultimate truths. Like after 10, 15 clients that don't know each other saying the same thing about who Jesus is, you know, why we're here and the ascension and everything. Star seeds, what that is. It's a short book and it's quick and easy. Each chapter could be some deep, you know, information, but it's, you know, easy to process and it can really open your mind. And I always suggest my clients that I do a hypnosis with, hey, read this because you might have questions that you want to dive in deeper during our session. For example, I have in there about governors that you could have on your body that's preventing your gifts from coming online that you put on you before you were born, because it's like some of these gifts, if you had them right away, you would flop with them. It's like giving a child a motorcycle. So I didn't learn this from my schooling for quantum hypnosis, didn't learn this in the books from Dolores Cannon, and it came up in a session. And he's like, I'm scanning my body and I just found a governor. I was like, can you please explain what that is? And it's just like when you put it on a truck and it prevents it from going over 60 miles per hour type of thing. And he reaches back while he's in hypnosis, right, and pulls it off of him.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's like, so all my gifts are going to be coming online now. And I was like, oh, wow, that's profound. So like, that's the type of things that happen. Yeah. Who knew? There are governors. So that's something that they might want to ask during their session. I've discovered so many things. It's like, I really could expand on that book. I'm probably going to make another one, you know, because I just keep learning more information. And a friend had suggested that I transcribe some of my sessions to put in a book too. So that's probably coming in the future.
Be on the lookout, everybody.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to read her first book and read about some of these experiences and profound downloads and channels that came through, you can get it on Amazon. And the title again is Life Lessons Learned from Performing Quantum Hypnosis Technique. And it's on Amazon. And it is part of Prime, actually. Yeah, and I'm going to have physical books too at the festival for sale. So I went to the Victory of Light Psychic Fair and I had a booth, you know. The second one back is what I'm trying to say. Not this last one. And I spoke at it and had, you know, stack of books that I just had printed. You can do it at the downtown library. Sold out of all those books and everybody was lined up to get my autograph afterwards. I was like, this is wild. It was like, they hand me a pen. I'm like, are you serious? You want my signature? Yeah, that's a real moment of that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I'm so happy for you. I remember you sharing that with me actually. And that's one of those moments I'll never get dull, just being able to hear that and be able to reflect on that moment for you, because that's really wonderful. Really proud of you. I had people tell me that was the best speech they've ever heard at the psychic fair, and they've been going there for years, and like, that was my first time speaking. And then a couple people that can see auras said my aura turned gold as I was speaking, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that means I was speaking at Christ consciousness level, which we all can do, but I was like, oh, that's profound. Yeah. So I guess I'm meant to do more speaking. That's been an issue in this lifetime is throat chakra trauma. Being hung for speaking my truth in past lives, being caught on fire. Like, so many of us have that trauma from past lives that's holding us back now from speaking up for ourselves. Oh yeah. I had a tear in my throat chakra. So yeah, I've cleared that up. And it helps you listen better too. When your throat chakra is balanced, it's the listening aspect too. Yeah, because it does affect our ears, I believe. Throat chakra. Yeah. And it's a transmitter of some sort too. Like if you choose to be a channel for a galactic being, that's got to be open and balanced for that to happen. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. Yeah, we all can be a channel. Wow. And I've only channeled a few times. But
I've been told by, when I go and see like a psychic and stuff, they're like, you got the same abilities as me. You have the gift. You just got to tap into it. So I'm working on that right now. But the several times that I have channeled, like profound information came through that I needed to hear too. And I was like, and I didn't remember what I just said. So my client, asked me a question. I was like, I don't know, what did I just say? Like, whoa. Yeah, so it's, it's like a muscle you work with, the more it gets easier. But yeah, we all have that ability, and you want to set your intention that you channel something from the light, a being from the light, or your guides or something. Yeah, you can definitely channel some dark energies. That's not going to help humanity.
Yeah, so like, if you're kind of like in a distorted mindset and distorted energy field, and you're trying to channel without intentions, that can like magnetize and attract and basically be like almost like a beacon for negative entities to come to you, because they resonate with that. They resonate with distorted chaos energy. And if you're not pure with your intention, you're not centered, then you're going to have more of a chance of attracting those lower entities into your space. So just be a little wise about that. That's why we keep our spaces sacred. That's why we burn sage and Palo Santo before we do practices. Why we make sure we're clear with our intentions.
And light around you.
Yeah. So Aurora, what is your vision of the future with all of your practices and what you've established and co-created so far? What is your overall vision, and how can we all support it?
I believe rebirth needs to travel. So maybe going to Kentucky next, and then Indiana, so that we're able to bring, this energy there. And I know it's helping the grid system of the planet. Every time you do, sacred journeys and stuff together, you're leaving, light and opening people's minds. I'm going to continue to write books. And I do Zoom chats for my nonprofit Collective Consciousness Center of Cincinnati, which is on the Meetup app. And at least once a month, I do a Zoom chat with a particular intention. Like the last one was about astrology, and I had an astrologist on, and it's kind of like this, where you can chat and ask, questions. Either, you can have your face on there or just do the chat texting. And then another goal of mine is to, on that Meetup app, when it starts warming up, have people meet at certain parks just to meditate for an hour. Because how you say his name? Hiroshi? I can't think of how you say his name, but he proved that when you meditate together in certain areas, the crime rate goes down. So that's my goal. And we'll just see who shows up. If I'm by myself, whatever. But at least, I'm hoping to send ripples by doing that. Like, meet me at this park, 1 o'clock. Let's meditate for an hour on peace for the planet. And
yeah, I'm in. As long as I'm around, I'll probably be there. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody out there, Aurora is based in Cincinnati, Ohio, just in case you guys are curious. And how can everybody get a hold of you if they would like to reach out to you and possibly book a service with you?
Well, there's the Facebook Healing with Aurora, and then the website healingwithaurora.com. You can text me at 859-888-0914. Or email me at healingwithaurora@gmail.com. And I can do, the sessions through Zoom anywhere in the world. So, or if you just need to chat or need someone to talk to, I'm of service. I will not judge. I will just be, an ear to listen to. So, I'm here for you.
Greatly appreciate you being of service and allow yourself to be open like that. I know sometimes we tend to close ourselves off, some practitioners, from just being open and having connected conversations. But that's wonderful. I honor that. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're so welcome. I feel like that's my purpose this lifetime, to share the knowledge I've learned.
And for anybody else that's in the comments, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to drop them down in that question box before we wrap up. And so you got the Rebirth Festival coming up June 10th.
Yeah, let me pull up the flyer. I got the flyers right here. Oh. Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Oh. With the chakra system here on the sides. You can get the tickets at Eventbrite. $5.55 for child entry, $7.77 for general entry, and $11.11 for the cacao ceremony.
That is so cheap, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we're talking about $7.77 for all day conscious, uplifting your vibration festival. I mean, wow, come on.
And vendors that do, and vendors that choose to do a workshop and get the information out there, they get to vend for free. So that's another win-win situation. It's like you're helping others learn, and then you get to vend for free and get your information out there. So there'll be lots of type of healers there.
Sounds like golden opportunities to me.
Thank you, Energy Soul Child. And I'm not done yet.
Well, what other projects do you have that are going to be coming out pretty soon, or are you also holding other spaces currently?
I just the Zoom chat once a month, and then when it warms up, we'll be there at parks or libraries is another option to come in person. I just put up their meet and greet for Wednesday at Alma's plant-based Indian buffet Wednesday that people can meet up with me and ask me questions. So I'm doing more events. That's my favorite thing to do, is do events and meetups and talk. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd definitely love to coordinate some events with you.
Yeah.
Definitely get it going now that I'm back in the good old Natty.
Yeah. And there's also, Red River Gorge. We could do little getaways there too, and hiking. I've done a meetup there.
Oh, sweet. Here we go. We got a question. Energy Soul Child. Which one of your gifts wow you away the most after your session and left you shocked, blew you away? Same thing.
Yeah, I guess like when they're in hypnosis, and there was a time when I assisted with the healing, like the angel's there and I'm sending that color too, and I feel it, in my hands, and they see it, in their inner eye. That's pretty cool, and what's really cool is that they, while their eyes are closed, are seeing, a broader perspective of me and them. And I've learned that I'm a violet soul. So we're all of a color, their soul, everybody has a color of soul depending on like where they've expanded their consciousness. And a violet soul means that I'm here to be a spiritual teacher. Actually green, if you're green, that means you're a healer. Blue, you're here to promote peace. So yeah, I've learned about, myself through my sessions. They're like, oh, I'm seeing you. You're laying there and you're like just one big violet color, like that's pretty cool. And they can see my chakras too. It's, yeah. And they'll wake up like, I didn't even know I had that ability. Like, yeah, we actually all have that ability. It's just taking the time to go inward to see more than what your eyes see.
Yeah, it's like wiping the mud off, we got all these layers of different energy, just kind of burying it. Yeah. And the more we can release those layers, the more it starts to just shine through.
And I've got this copper crown that I wear, and it's got a crystal here. I cannot think of the name. Larimar? No, something else. Can't think of the name of the crystal, but it's Egyptian technology, ancient technology. Yeah, hold on. I'll go get it so I can show you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you all for being here, by the way. Thank you all.
So I wear this and meditate. Oh my goodness, does my crown tingle, and the pressure, whew, like so much light comes through. It works, but it's you can't wear it too long because you can almost get a headache from it.
Yeah.
You can go on,
Overstimulated.
yeah, overstimulated. Yeah, you can go on Etsy and look for copper crystal crown and find some there, and whew, you feel it, and then you got to cleanse it. You know, it can accumulate energy, and you got to sage it and cleanse it. But we're just bringing back technology that we used to use in like Atlantis, and we're bringing it back. It's nothing new, really.
Yep.
Yes, the
So
color of your soul is different than the color of your aura. Your aura can change day to day depending on your emotions. Your soul color will stay that way until, you know, so like when you cross over, you don't hang with kindergartens. You hang with your group, your soul group. And so I hang with the violet souls because it's just like you're on a different frequency and you might not understand each other. So yeah, everybody has a solid soul color that stays the same until you know, change your consciousness. But your aura can change day to day,
wow.
which shows the emotions that you're holding on to right now. Yeah, the frequency you're at all shows up in your aura field, auric field.
Yeah, I'd say if like I had to put it into like another way of terms is like the aura is kind of like the human energy field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's fluctuating according to the human.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I wish, you know, I have some friends that can see it, but I wish, you know, that we all could see it so we know like, oh, you got something here out of alignment, you know, that you could work on. It's like it shows up in the auric field, and then like if it stays there for too long, it causes your cancers and stuff in the physical body. So it's good to you know,
Yeah.
get it out of the auric field first.
Wow. Very valuable knowledge. Very valuable.
I have
And
of my last aura photo here,
oh, nice.
and there's a lot of violet up here, and she said I have 4 guides above me. That's why it looks like there's 4. It's probably hard to show up in here, but there's like 4 orbs above me, and that's my guides. And then a lot of red energy, which is the root chakra and grounding, and passion. I'm very passionate about what I do, and a lot of violet and blue through the heart chakra.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can tell I've been working, you know, on my spirituality. It shows up here.
That's incredible. Thank you.
I wish I had an aura camera. Oh my goodness, I'd be doing it daily to check to see where I'm at.
And I have a final question for you too, is out of all the sessions that you've given, what has been like the most standing out guide that has came through a session?
Guides. Well, it's like everybody has different guides, and it could even be a dead relative, so that comes through a lot. But I guess just the angels coming through to speak, and when they start speaking a little different, I'm like, who am I speaking to? And they'll be like the angelic collective. They might even say that, which means like it's all the angels together, you know, putting their thoughts together to come through. That's been profound when that's happened.
Wow. Ooh.
Hmm. Yep. And they're here to serve humanity. And so you got to call upon them, and you can call upon them for anything. So don't feel guilty about calling on them to look for a parking space or something like that. Like they don't.
Yeah, that's the fun of it. You know, they also like to have fun.
Yeah.
Like it's not all like serious. That's
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
they really want us to remember too, is that there's amazing times to just laugh, have fun,
Yeah.
and joke around with them. They love having laughs and joking around about things in this life.
And Jesus has a
And
sense of humor too. He's really funny when he comes through. So yeah, he's not all serious. He's you know, fun and games too, and he wants to let the inner child out too.
yeah,
Like
I was gonna say,
growth in knowledge, but stay like a child, you know.
I was gonna say, is there an experience that you had during a session that was just like full of humor and a joke when the guys came through?
Not lately. It's been a couple years, but that has happened for sure. I also like to work with Saint Germain. I didn't mention that before.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, Yeah, Saint Germain and the Violet Flame, you can call upon. He's really helping us through this ascension right now. Like, he's the number one being that you should call on right now to transmute energy, negative energy. You can ask him to come in a room and clear it out, or your body, an auric field. After I've been around a lot of people, I say, please engulf me in the violet flame. And you imagine that like a spiritual flame around you, and it's transmuting negative energy.
Yep.
It's our maintenance, our spiritual maintenance we have to do.
You guys can check out my Violet Flame meditation on my YouTube channel. I posted one, what was it, like maybe 2 months ago or a month ago. I have a Violet Flame meditation on there where I connect with Saint Germain, Zachiel, and Lady Porsche, I believe is her name, his twin flame counterpart. If you guys are ever interested, check it out.
There are so many that you can call upon. I got Oracle cards, some here. I'm not sure. They're not. Oh, there must be in the car. Of all the different guides and stuff you can call upon. But yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah.
And if you don't know their names, you just say the angel that helps with this. Please come in now. So you don't have to know their names.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, Aurora, is there anything else that you would like to touch upon or share with the collective before we wrap up today?
Yeah, just share your light. Don't dim it to fit in. Be yourself, no matter how woo-woo crazy you act. Like, just be yourself, because that helps someone else do the same. They're able to open up and be their self and be vulnerable. So that's the number one advice I have, is just be yourself. Remove the mask, the layers that that we put on, for a certain person that might judge us. Like, let that go. It's so freeing when you do that.
Yeah. And to add to that, if you feel kind of stuck, you feel like you can't move through things to get to that, feel free to reach out to either one of us, myself or Aurora. You guys now have her Instagram. You guys have followed me on Instagram for a while. Feel free to ask questions. Just be vulnerable with us. Ask for support. And I'm sure we'll have some type of channeling or some type of guidance to come through for you. And we will help you to the best of our ability in that moment. And we also create different spaces, such as my YouTube channel, where I have guided meditations, as well as my podcast and some other things. And Aurora, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, Healing with Aurora. I have past sessions on there. Yeah, and a guided meditation on there as well.
Sweet. Yeah, and you guys can follow her on YouTube, Healing with Aurora. And for everybody out there, this episode, well, I should say this live episode, will be put on YouTube on Tuesday of this week, here in 2 days on the 24th. And it will be streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern for the premiere. And this will be a fully produced and edited episode of this Instagram Live between myself and Aurora, talking about QHHT, her wonderful, empowering story, and the wisdom that she has shared with us. You will get to see a little more of the backstory, see some visuals to go along with the conversation, to give you a deeper understanding about what we've been talking about. And along with all that, at the end of the video, I will have the full in-depth video of her one-on-one client session with Kurt that she mentioned. And that's the one where he talks about Atlantis, right? Wonderful, yeah. So that full session reflection video will be at the end of the episode on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You'll be able to watch that after we go through this live and go in depth about these conversations that we've had.
Appreciate it. Thank you for setting the stage for this.
Absolutely. It's what I love to do, and it's definitely my passion and what I'm here to do for you guys. Be here to interweave and connect us all. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your path. And thank you for being.
Much gratitude. And blessings to all.
And for everybody out there, the YouTube channel is Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. The full episode of this live will be up. And next Sunday, I will be sitting with a dragon brother. He goes by Hyperion. And we'll be talking about clean water. He makes his own shungite clean water system at home that he's been working on for a couple of years. So you guys will be able to learn how you could make this in your own home and what the benefits are for the mind, body, soul, and energy field by having a clean water system such as shungite and other things that he utilizes. So that'll be next Sunday at noon Eastern. Tap in. Thank you all for being here to support myself and our divine sister. Feel free to reach out if you need support, any questions. We are here for you.
Yep, indeed. Thank you.
Aurora? Oh, also, when's your next Zoom meeting?
I don't have it scheduled yet, so that's upcoming. You just have to join the meetup or the Facebook Collective Consciousness Center of Cincinnati to find out.
Oh, wow. We didn't even touch on that.
I know.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go.
Mm-hmm.
What is the Cincinnati Collective Conscious that you are a part of?
It's just gathering the tribe to make changes on this planet, and having different speakers on as well. And my goal is to have a physical building location one day that I can work with the crystal children and those that just are seekers of truth.
Wonderful. How long have you had it going on for?
A couple of years now. Yeah. And people have showed up that and that I've never met before, and they're like, "Thank you so much. I've learned something new today. I got a little more enlightened." So that's the whole goal.
Love it. Thank you for doing that, and I've had the honor to be part of that as well and experience some great events and the festival and other things with you, Brian, and some others.
Yeah. Central Ohio Star Seeds.
That's right. Well, Aurora, you have a beautiful Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here with us. It has been a tremendous honor to hear your story, to hear about these practices and experiences. And be safe if you're going to be going out there on those roads, because, wow, we got some snow.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Much love.
Blessings. Bye.
Peace and love, everybody.
Thank you all for tapping in and supporting this QHHT Quantum Hypnosis Healing Therapy episode of the Process of Clearing Layers series. And our authentic soul guest was Aurora Sky out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And I am your sacred host, Marcus, aka Christolight. And for all of you, here is the full reflective session between Aurora and her client Kurt, talking about their Beyond Quantum Therapy session, including downloads about Atlantis. So enjoy, and I will see you all next Sunday at noon Eastern on IG Live, as I'll be sitting down with a Dragon Brother Hyperion, as we will be talking about radionics and magnaviolet water, which is a shungite home water system that you can create. See you then. Wholeness, balanced love.
Okay, so today I am meeting up with Kurt, who is a recent client who I just seen a couple weeks ago, and he'd like to share his viewpoint of what it's like to be in hypnosis, and as well as the healing that took place during his session. So with quantum hypnosis, I take you to a few past lives, and then your higher self comes in to answer questions, and then the questions gets answered by the higher self, angels, and guides, and that did definitely happen with this case, with this QHHT. Or did we do Beyond Quantum Hypnosis? You might have done Beyond Quantum Hypnosis. It's just a different
I think we went beyond.
And so it was a really good session, and I would like Kurt to explain how it felt to be in hypnosis.
It was actually the greatest experience of my life, I have to say. I know I've told you before, but I've never experienced anything quite as thrilling as what you put me through. I went through a journey across the galaxy, and I have never done anything like that. And it was totally controlled by my higher self, I have to say, because I was aware of everything that was going on, but I was coming up with things that I had no idea I could come up with.
Right.
And I can start by my journey with through Atlantis. I went to see Atlantis. I saw Atlantis. I was rather enthralled by the fact that I could see all these people down there, and then all of a sudden this smoke started coming up, and the smoke surrounded me, and I was able to get rid of the smoke somehow or another, enough where I could see, and
Mm-hmm.
then that gave me a view of all the people, and they were just screaming and hollering, and they were going through pain and agonies, and it drove me nuts. And I think I remember even shedding a tear for them. But then I wanted to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So because that was a bad situation for me. I didn't like that. I feel I'm a bit of an empath, and I can feel
Yeah.
people's feelings, and I could feel it
Yeah.
in the hypnosis. It was just amazing. You took me to a place that
Yeah.
I've never been before, in many cases actually, and it was just spectacular for me. But I remember zooming off from there, and I zoomed off, and I went and I started going through the stars at that point. Once I got past Atlantis, and learning that I had a horse that was my guide, and the
Mm-hmm.
horseman, if you remember the horseman, and he was
Yeah. What are they called
he
when
was
they're half horse,
uh,
half human? I can't remember the names of them.
I can't either tell you the truth.
Satars or
Right off
something
the
like
bat.
that.
Satires. But I
Yeah.
don't think he might have been. That's kind of what he was. But he was from Atlanta, so he had like a little
Yeah.
pointy nose, and it was flat, and he had weird little ears, and he was kind of green, and
Yep.
all the whole thing. And so he was someone that had been with me from Atlanta. I don't know if I was related to him or what that was, what that had to do
Yeah.
with, but
So he was your
he
guide through
followed
the
me.
whole thing.
He guided me through almost all of it. And I
Yeah.
remember going. I remember going away, and I started all of a sudden started seeing stars, and stars were coming past me, and they were going real fast. And then this big star was coming up,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm approaching a star. And I think you asked me, what's the name of that star? And I told you Andromeda, and my
Yeah.
family was there. And I came up with that, out of the blue. It's like my family was there, and they're mad at me, and I couldn't figure out why they were mad at me. And I remember you asked me how, why I thought they were mad at me, and I said, I just came out right off the blue. I said, I think they're trying to protect me, and then I went, oh my God, I can't breathe. I can't breathe here. It's like gaseous, and I can't breathe. I think I better leave. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when I took off and went to another direction. But I think my family took care of me while I was there. And I do have a question about that, and
Okay.
that is, why is it that um, my family wanted me to leave, and why is it that I couldn't breathe, and why could they breathe? Any idea on that?
Yeah, I've never experienced that in any session. So like
Okay, so
typically it's your
anyway,
spirit that's going over there, and you would think that your spirit can,
I
go
think
there
they were
and
telling me I couldn't breathe. I didn't really experience it. I
yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
really
that's interesting.
hold breath or
I
anything like
can't
that.
answer that because
They were
that was a
just
new
telling
one.
me. That was something new, huh?
Yeah,
Well,
that was
it was different to go see my family on Andromeda. So that was
yeah.
different too.
A lot of my clients go to their home planet to see
That's
their
all right.
star family, which
No
is pretty
question
cool.
about it. No question about it. And I think we left there, and we either wound up in a temple, or possibly we went to New Earth at that point. I'm not sure
Yeah.
when I went to New Earth, but I remember going to New Earth, and that was spectacular for me. It was the most soothing feeling I'd ever felt when it opened up, and it was just a jungle. It was like a jungle, and it was really green. Kind of
Yeah.
soothes me anyway. I don't know if it soothes everybody, but it soothes me.
Yeah,
And
for
it was just,
sure.
oh, I felt so good. And then I looked around, and people around just enjoying themselves, eating orange, apple, honey filled fruits, which was kind of cool for me.
Yeah, and other clients have said in the New Earth we have this apple that's larger than an apple, and it tastes like apple pie custard, like coming it's
Mm,
like filling, and it's coming
right.
out and oozing out. And I was like, that sounds amazing. And then you
Nobody's
come up
ever
with the
nobody's ever
oranges.
meant nobody's ever mentioned honey flavor.
No,
See,
No.
that was what I had. Was it was honey. It was just dripping out of there, and it was honey. It was so tasty. It was kind of a custardy honey, I have to admit, and I
Yeah.
could see how someone would call that custard, but I think it was honey, like honey. It was really flavorful.
Well,
But
that all sounds
it made me feel so
delicious.
good. It was delicious. It was spectacular. It was beautiful. And
Yeah, and you
I'm
said I was there with you,
so
which
glad
was
I'm
pretty
leaving.
cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. You were there. I didn't see as many other people that I know, but everybody was having a good time. That's for sure. Everybody was really peaceful and really happy, and that
Yeah.
made me feel really good because I'm thinking that the new Earth is really a good place to go.
Yeah, for
Eventually.
sure. So what I've heard is like, when the ascension happens, you get a choice to go back to your home planet, to a 3D planet like Earth, and still continue with the greed and all the lower emotions and stuff and the dark. Or you can go to the new Earth where, it's a higher frequency and we don't have jobs, like only if you want to, and we just spend our time creating and playing
Hmm.
and just a lot of fun. So
This is
I'm
my
excited.
forte, playing and creating, and
That's what we're meant
saving.
to do.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely think I am. Then I remember learning. I don't exactly remember how, but I remember learning. I know you've been here 995 lives
930.
or something like
930.
that.
Yeah.
930.
Yeah.
I pulled out of the air 770 lives that I've been alive, and
Yeah.
I actually thought I was older than you until that point, but I don't think I'm older now. I think you got me. And I remember mentioning that we spent a lot of lives together, and that I would like to further that and understand that a little bit better and see what kind of lives we could have together. And
Yeah.
that's another big question I have. I don't know if
Mhm.
that can be talked about here, but I want to be able to go back. I want to learn to meditate or do
Mhm.
whatever it takes so that I can bring about my higher self and go back on my
Yeah.
own.
Well, it's like a muscle. So since we've done the quantum hypnosis, it's going to get easier and easier to connect to the higher self.
That makes sense.
And the more you keep your frequency high, it's easier to connect to. There's just different things that can pull you out, like lower your frequency, like alcohol and, negative emotions for a long time. Your higher
Leaving
self's
both of
not,
those alone right
yeah,
now.
well, then you should have no problem connecting.
I'm leaving everything alone, actually. I used to smoke a lot. I don't smoke anymore. And we can
Yeah,
go on that real quick.
yeah, let's talk
I had,
about that.
I had, I had really clogged lungs. I had COPD to a certain
Mhm,
degree,
mhm,
and different things that I would do would bring about almost a panic attack in me where I have a hard time breathing. And
mhm.
I'm assuming it had to do mostly with the fact that I e-smoked after to get off cigarettes, and I
Okay.
e-smoked about 9 years straight. And
Yeah.
I think I put a lot of oil in my lungs at that point. Anyway,
Mm.
I asked you if that was one of the things I would like to be healed, and I'm not sure exactly how it went, but I do remember that you called to the angel Raphael, and I
Mhm.
felt him in my body. I felt him in my chest. He was in
Wow.
there, and it was just the greatest feeling I've ever felt. And I think, I mean, I've listened to the tape and everything, and I can hear that I take a really deep breath and then I blow it out. And I have to tell everyone who is listening right now that I am now healed completely. I've tested different things. I've gone to different points. I reached that point in the OC when I originally would go through a panic attack, and I get
Yeah.
so excited I start running. At that point, I'm like, oh my god, this is great. It's
Yeah.
back. So, so Aurora has healed me. I have to tell everyone who's listening right now that I am healed, and that was the greatest
Well,
feeling of my entire life. And
yeah.
it sparked a lot of things into my life now. I'm not interested in getting high anymore. I'm not interested in things that are that level. I'm more
Yeah.
interested in bettering myself and bettering people around me.
That's
It's amazing
beautiful.
how what I've gone through.
Well, I just
I
facilitate
think
the
so too.
sessions and the angels show up to do the work. And you're not, the first one where the angels show up and they do some healing work when my client's ready. But sometimes people aren't ready to heal from certain things and the angels, can't help because it's a free will planet. So we have to move on to the next question. But yeah, we even without hypnosis, I tell people you can ask the angels or to help. You don't even have to know the name of the angel. Like the angel that helps with this, please show up now. Um, and you got to put white light around you for 5 minutes, and then they'll do the work. And you'll feel it. You'll feel tingling in certain areas. Then they arrive. That their sole purpose is to help humanity. So they show up.
I've experienced this. So I know it worked. I'd like to do it
Yeah.
again, and I will.
Yeah.
What else do we need to talk about?
So since the journey, how has your energy shifted or anything?
It's just been amazing.
Yeah.
I am so up. Everybody at work says I've changed. I'm
Wow.
constantly smiling.
Yeah.
I'm happy, and I'm not unhappy with things. And I have reached a point. I'm really between COVID and our government and everything else that's going on in this world today. I had reached a point, and everything happens for a reason, I think. But I had reached a point where I was pretty much through with everything, and I was thinking that it was time to move on to the next step. Which, and I'm not talking about suicide or anything like that. I'm just talking about the fact that I'm ready. I'm ready to move on to something different.
Yeah.
And that might have been a little bit too much. You brought me back. So I'm back to the world now.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the next step you needed.
It possibly is. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. I did tell you that at a time I met a woman before I did you, a couple weeks, 3 weeks. We were up and I did some camping with a lady that we really connected really well. She was an empath, and she looked real deep into my eyes and scared the hell out of me because she said, "My God, how old are you?" And that was it was something that I had to really think about. And then you had this come about. I mean, it was just a series of events that happened that brought me to this point. And I'm just so happy that it's happened. I have to thank you. Thank you so many
You're
times.
so welcome. I love facilitating
It's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Well, I advise anybody who's listening that, yes, go see Aurora. Or any.
Thank you.
I think it would do the trick.
Yeah.
Do the trick. Let me see what else I've got here.
Okay.
I want to go. Lord. I can't read my own writing.
Same.
It's terrible. Hold on a second. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm getting old, everybody. Oh, well, my question was I want to go on more journeys, so I would like to learn how to meditate and do that. And you say that's pretty easy, so.
Yeah, there's YouTube videos, that just type in connecting with higher self, and the videos that'll guide you to connect as well, and with your guides if you want to check. Yeah.
I'll check that out. To find my higher self on my work.
Yeah.
Oh, good man. Oh, I had a real wild question. The one thing that I remember from being on New Earth is that everybody was naked. Is that common?
No one said that, but just like the Garden of Eden when we were in Earth the first time, there was no shame or any of the lower, frequency emotions yet. So it was just
nothing like that. It
you're
just
normal.
felt good.
Yeah.
It just felt beautiful. It was just
right.
so
No
nice.
judgment, nothing like that.
Right. It was spectacular that way. I was just going to tell you that I did have a guardian named Samantha, and she was a dragon. And
yes.
I meant to mention the fact that had we looked around the house a little bit more, I have literally 40 dragons in this room, right? Literally, at least. We have a little knick-knack shop. I collect too much stuff. I have too much knick-knacks, but I was a dragon person all my life. Dragons and mermaids. That was something we didn't mention. When I first started off on this journey, I went to Atlantis, and I looked down, and that was when I was kind of beginning to look down on myself from above to a certain degree. And I remember mentioning that I had no extremities. And then slowly I went, oh no, wait a minute, I have arms. And then I looked down and I said, oh my God, I only have one leg. And I remember you said, well, do you see any scales? And I said,
scales,
big one. I said, my God, I'm a mermaid. I was a merman. Or whatever it is.
Yeah, so many clients have gone to lifetimes as mermaids.
Well, that was spectacular for me. That's when I felt really cool. Until I saw Atlantis being destroyed. That was another question I had. Did I see Atlantis was kind of like above ground and then it sunk into the ocean, but Lemuria
Yeah.
was that above ground or always underground? I mean, I'm sorry, not above above the ocean level. Was
Oh,
Lemuria
well,
underwater?
it was both. It was both. Yeah. And then it did like implode on itself pretty much. I've learned that the Pleiadians, I think, came in and flooded us because we were about to blow the planet up. So
Aha! So
we were
somebody took
messing
care
with
of it.
energy and almost blew, which would have messed with the whole universe. So that had to be stopped. But it was traumatic for a lot of people, and we have it in our
Well,
DNA.
it was traumatic for me watching it. I have to say, it was just too much for me. I couldn't even. I
Yeah.
didn't want to watch that anymore. It was just too much. Too many people
Yeah.
dying. Too many people screaming. It was too much.
But,
It was amazing. But I was there. I felt I was there.
yeah. And you must have needed some more healing from it because
No
of
question
the
about it.
sadness from seeing it.
That's possibly. That's
Yeah.
possible. I
Yeah.
do. I am sad when people are unhappy. I'm much happier making people happy, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
I try to. That's what I've been doing my entire life, and that's why I think I am here to help us ascend. There's no question
Yeah.
about it in my mind. 770. Remember, I have to say about that 770 too, because I remember it came and it was a seven, and then a seven joined another seven, and then I was like 77, and then all of a sudden the zero went ding,
Oh, that's
and it just kind
cool.
of like bounced there, and I went, oh, 770. So I've been around 770 lives. That's just too much. I feel that.
That's a
So it feels
lot. You've
good.
probably learned a
It feels
lot
good.
from those lifetimes to
I,
expand your
I
consciousness.
hope
That's the whole
so.
point.
I also have to say that I mentioned this to other people. I don't want to. Sometimes you don't want to admit things like this, but I've never really gotten along with people to a certain degree. I'm kind of like a misfit. I do get
Yeah.
along basically with women for some reason. I guess I'm a romantic, so I do get along real well with women. But when it comes to
Mhm.
men, I'm socially I'm very acceptable, and I'll meet people, and it's just people like me immediately and whatnot. But in a certain amount of time, all of a sudden, I don't fit in with those guys anymore. It's like I'm separate from the world that I know, and I've always wondered why that was, and this might be one of the reasons.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you're hanging out with a kindergartner. I don't care if you're in a full-size grown body, but if your soul is young, you just haven't learned much. Doesn't mean you're better than. It's just like it's just not
No,
going to
no, no, I don't
understand
mean
it.
that. It's not an ego trip, that's for sure. It's not.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just it makes me feel so good to know that I might be part of that.
Yeah.
Now I want to learn more about it as I go. That's why I want to meditate and
Yeah.
find out what's going on with my past lives.
Yeah. It's
Very
exciting to
cool.
find out, it's your story.
Mm,
Is there
that
anything
sounds
else
good
we
to
need to
me.
say before we wrap it
I
up?
don't. I don't think so. This is pretty good. I think we covered everything to a certain degree. There's more, I'm sure, and I'll go, oh my god, afterwards. But
Yeah, it's
no,
okay.
I'm fine. I'm
You can
fine.
always hit
And
me
once
up with
again, I thank you so
questions.
much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for doing this interview with me so,
No
people
problem.
can, find out what it's like to be in hypnosis and what can happen during a quantum hypnosis session.
It's all real, people. Believe me, it's all real. It's just unbelievable.
All
It's the
real.
greatest journey of my life. Just the greatest
So,
journey of my life so far. The
so good
greatest,
to
greatest
hear.
time I had.
Yay. Well, thank you so
Okay,
much, Kurt. Appreciate ya.
you're very welcome. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.